the featherweight division, a division that is definitely filled with some talented, it's deep, and now you have Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares. Leo, you say you're a much better fighter since you two met nearly 3 years ago. Do you believe Abner is a much better fighter who you faced 3 years ago?
Yeah, of course. I think Mares has been a better fighter. I said it. He has Robert Garcia. He has, Robert Garcia is a great trainer. He's really smart. That way he's one of the best because he knows how to send his fighters to fight, and he has made him improve Mares a lot. So I know he's going to come at his best, but like I said, I have learned a lot too, and I have learned with both front-end fights, and my dad's a smart man too. My dad knows how to send him to fight these fights, and we're going to do a great fight.
You know, the featherweight division is one of those divisions in boxing that we have certainly put the spotlight on here at Showtime Championship Boxing. Just last month, we had the WBC champion Gary Russell Jr. in action, taking on Jojo Diaz, who was unbeaten at the time. You know, after the fight, Russell, who won by unanimous decision, said, "I want the winner of Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Mares." He says specifically Leo Santa Cruz because we fought in the amateurs together. Jojo Diaz said, without question, Gary Russell Jr. is the best featherweight in the world right now. In your opinion, where does the winner of this fight Saturday night rank in the featherweight division?
I think that the winner of this fight, will, in my opinion, I don't like to say it, but I think the winner will be the number one, because we're fighters. I think Russell is a great fighter and everything. Like I said, we fought on amateurs. I want to get that rematch. I didn't get in the amateurs, but I could get in the pros. And because we Mexican fighters, we go out there and we put pressure on them. And Gary Russell, I think he's those fighters that when you put pressure on him, he don't like that. You work the body, you go out again. Joseph Diaz. Joseph Diaz started working the body. He hurt him, and you could see the Gary Russell power and speed went down. But then Joseph didn't continue to do that. So Gary Russell came back, and I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm gonna, since the first round, I'm gonna be on top of him. Breaking the body, throwing a lot of punches, and timing beats speed. And I think if we're the winner of us, we could go out there and give him the first defeat. Second defeat. Yeah.
Abner, ask Leo this question I asked you. Are you a better fighter since the first time you two met? And if so, in what ways?
Testing, all right. Man, I can sit here and just listen to Jamal and Trout, man. I'm excited about that fight. My fight is going to be exciting. You guys already know. Am I a different fighter? You're talking about 3 years ago when we first fought. He's fought Frampton since then, twice. So that tells you already that he's matured so much as an athlete. He's progressed. He's become a better fighter without no doubt. I'm aware of that. My team is. And myself, just go back and look at my last two performances with Robert Garcia. I think that speaks for itself, and ain't much to say. We both have evolved to seasoned, better fighters, and if you got a good fight 3 years ago, imagine now.
And where do you think the winner of this fight ranks in the featherweight division?
There's no doubt the winner of this fight, number one. Number one. Who else? You got Frampton. Frampton, Lee already beat. You know what I'm saying? Gary Russell probably won't fight until 2 years from now. Who else you got there?
Oscar Valdez.
Oscar Valdez. Oscar hasn't really. He's a tough guy. He's the future. I always say he's the future, but we're the present. He's still learning. That's it. That'll be a good fight down the line. But the winner of this fight is number one.
Abner, since connecting with Robert Garcia, according to CompuBox, statistically, you have landed more power shots than you had before. So do you think, now with Robert Garcia, the game plan, your newfound accuracy and power, do you have the right combination to be the first person that can stop Leo Santa Cruz?
Honestly, that's not our focus, that's not our plan. We're not going in there. See, that was my mistake the first fight. I went in there trying to destroy him, trying to knock him out. as you saw, I started throwing wild punches. So no, that's not the key. The key is to follow instructions, perfect game plan, be the better fighter in there. And yes, I have learned a lot with Coach, as you mentioned, power punches. Just overall, so much I have evolved, to a better fighter, and that's it.
Antonio, obviously your father is not here, but you're right there training Leo all the time.
He actually just arrived, his father. He's right
That's
there.
Jose. Yeah. There he is. Welcome. Antonio, you're always with him in the trenches. You know the game plan. He was smart in that first fight. Used his length. He boxed. He went to the body at times. How does he be better? How can he be better the second time around?
Well, I'm not talking Spanish because I'm not that good in English. Yeah. Pues yo digo que no me preocupa mucho, pero como yo cuando peleé a mi hermano Leode, y yo nunca estudié los entrenadores, y ahora que es Roberto García, digo, miré unos videos de Roberto García y dice Roberto García que no le vamos a ganar, a Mares. So yo me rasco la cabeza y digo, pues ¿qué estrategia traerá para mi hermano? Yo digo, no sé, solamente que se vaya a subir también él arriba del ring. No sé, porque no sé qué otra estrategia pueda traer para poderle ganar a mi hermano. So, la verdad no sé qué traerá. Pero traemos para toda la estrategia que traiga él. O sea, estamos aquí, vamos a ganar.
I'm gonna translate for him. He said that knowing that Robert's in my corner, and he's been watching videos that Robert says that he's got the perfect game plan to beat him, he scratches his head and he says, what is this guy doing to him? Like, how is he changing him? What he's got new for my brother? So we go in there, we watch videos, we trying to see, what it is that Abner's gonna do different to beat my brother. But I don't worry much. I believe in my brother, he says, and he just knows this is going to be a great fight.
Robert, that leads me to you. After that first fight that these guys had, Abner was quoted, and he said there's two things that he was disappointed in the first fight. He said he got frustrated, and towards the second half of the fight, he got fatigued. Something I'm sure you certainly don't want to hear as a trainer. So why will Saturday be different?
Just the fact, that he's training in my training camp. Luis is doing a great job when it comes to his conditioning. We communicate very well. I tell Luis what I need from Abner, legs, speed, whatever it is, and he does his job. I do my job in the gym, and the training camp sparring partners have done a great job. I just think we're in the best shape of our lives, with Abner, and I think he's got all the tools to be able to beat somebody like Leo.
Abner, we'll wrap it up with this. You victorious Saturday night. What's next for you? Is it a huge unification fight, or does Abner Mars move up in weight?
Listen, if I win Saturday night, and the fight is just as exciting as the first one, let's do a third fight, a trilogy. I'm ready for this.
Leo Santa Cruz. Same question. You victorious Saturday night? What's next for Leo Santa Cruz? Is there a unification fight?
Yeah, that's what I have said before. If I come out victorious Saturday night, hopefully God, I want to unify. I've also said that if this fight is also as good and close as the first one, and it's really even, and they want to make it a third fight, the fans want it, we could make it a third fight, but if not unified, if the unification can happen, I want to move up in weight to 130 and look for my 4th division world title.
Listen, I got something to say. If I beat him Saturday night, when I beat him, I'm not going to have him wait 3 years like he had me wait 3 years. I'll fight him this year again in December.
I love it.
Again. Trilogy.
Right back here.
Yes, sir. Back in LA.
So there you go.